Ever feel like, sometimes even when you're trying to do the right thing, it all just goes sideways.
Yeah, like you're trying to help, but you just end up making things worse.
Exactly. And that's kind of what we're diving into today with Bleak Hollow. It's a story about good intentions, heroic impulses that kind of go very, very wrong.
You could say that again. I mean, it really makes you question the whole hero thing when you think about it.
Right. So in this deep dive, we're tackling Crag, a hero whose story takes, well, let's just say it takes a turn.
Yeah, a dark turn. And the endless of horror, that's, a big part of this whole mess.
And those apostles, oh man, talk about embodying your worst impulses, each and every one of them.
Seriously, they're like walking, talking temptations, right? And they've turned Bleak Hollow into this, like, a funhouse mirror reflection of our world.
Oh, I like that.
It's like every messed up reflection is whispering to you, give in to what you want.
Okay, so speaking of giving in, we meet our hero Crag at this point where he's facing some serious temptation, like world-ending kind of temptation.
He's with Khosros and Sly, and they're going up against the Apostle of Slod.
Oh yeah, the Apostle of Sly. And it's so creepy because it's like, picture this. They walk into this luxurious spa, right?
It's all opulent and relaxing on the surface, but underneath, it's this soul-crushing apathy that just seeps into you. It's messed up.
Yeah, you almost feel bad for Crag at first, right? He's trying to save everyone, pushing himself to his absolute limit.
He's always been like that.
Always the hero. Until bam, he's trapped, like literally on death's door.
And Khosros, man, poor Khosros, that deal he made with the Fates earlier, yeah, that comes back to bite him hard. Every single thing he tries to do to save Crag, it's like the universe is saying, nope.
The universe is like, not gonna happen.
It's the worst kind of no-win situation. You see it coming, and there's nothing you can do to stop it.
It's like watching a train wreck in slow motion.
And then it hits you. Crag actually dies. Like, not just wounded, not unconscious. Gone.
D-E-D, dead.
And that's where the whole hero's journey thing goes right out the window.
It's a window.
Because now we're talking about a descent into darkness. His soul gets pulled into this abyss, this void, and he comes face to face with the endless of temptation and corruption.
Can we just, like, sidebar for a second? These two are terrifying.
Oh, yeah. Not your typical, like, horn demon kind of scary.
No, these are way worse.
Way worse. They're like those doubts, those what-if thoughts that you get when you're feeling your most vulnerable.
The worst. And they prey on that, those insecurities we all have.
Exactly. But with Crag, here's what's so interesting. He feels empathy for the endless of horror. Can you believe that?
This is the endless of horror we're talking about.
The embodiment of terror, and Crag's like, well, maybe there's a little good in there somewhere.
Huge red flag. Huge.
You said it.
But bless his heart, Crag sees this chance, right? He can save Khosros, maybe even tons of other people, but to do it, he's got to make a pact with this entity.
And that's the dilemma, this whole do the ends justify the means thing. But when you're talking about the endless of horror, that's a dangerous, dangerous game to play.
Like staring into a fire, right? You know it'll burn you, but the warmth, that pull, it's intoxicating.
A perfect analogy.
And meanwhile, through all of this, can we just take a second for Khosros? His best friend is dead. He's fighting this, like, embodiment of apathy.
Oh, and the universe is conspiring against him.
Like it's his fault.
It's like the story itself is reflecting that feeling of hopelessness, that sloth just embodies that.
It's bleak. That's the perfect word for it, bleak.
Totally. But then, just when you think it can't get any worse, Crag comes back.
Plot twist.
Well, sort of. He's not the same Crag.
Not even close. He's back, but now he's this dragonborn warlock, regal, and he is not here to play.
Talk about a glow down.
Right. No more Mr. Nice Guy. He obliterates the Apostle of Sloth like it's nothing. Poof, gone.
Just like that. And can you imagine Khosros' face?
I can't even imagine. Talk about mixed emotions.
Total shock. This isn't the Crag he knew. This pact, this choice Crag made, it changed him. And the consequences, they're huge.
And they're just getting started.
And it's not just, Khosros who's dealing with this. Crag's little transformation, that sends shockwaves, like, everywhere, especially back home in Heartland.
Because Heartland's already on edge.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a city pushed to its breaking point.
And right into that mess walks Kirin. He's this solar elf fighter, and he becomes Khosros' like, confidant.
Okay, so tell me more about this Kirin guy.
Yeah.
He seems important.
Oh, he is. He represents this very specific viewpoint. A lot of readers, they see Crag's transformation as a bad thing, right?
Right.
Well, Kirin, he's like the embodiment of that. He's seen what power can do, the cost of it, and he's not buying any of this Crag's still good stuff.
No way. He's like, once you go dark side.
Pretty much. And as if all this drama wasn't enough, guess what shows up?
Oh no, don't tell me another apostle.
Worse, Wrath.
Wait, Wrath, like the Wrath? The city leveling kind?
The one and only.
Are you kidding me? Talk about bad timing.
The worst. It's like the universe saying, oh, you think you have problems? Hold my beer.
Brutal.
So Crag, or Regal as he's going by now, he decides that the best thing he can do for Heartland is to leave.
Can't really blame him.
Right, like, I'm too dangerous, I gotta go.
Yeah.
He even leaves that sending stone behind. You know, the one they used to communicate?
Yeah, the one he always had.
Dawn. Oh, and that pendant he wore, the one with his family crest?
No way.
Gone. It's heartbreaking, honestly. Like, he's trying to erase every last trace of Crag.
So he just ups and leaves.
Well, he's about to. But then, just as he's making his grand exit, who does he run into but Logan?
Of course, Logan. Crag's biggest fanboy.
Exactly. If anyone was going to believe that Crag was still in there somewhere, it's Logan. He's like the definition of loyalty. Blind loyalty, some might say.
And Sly. Is she there too?
Oh, yeah, she's there. And before any of them can process this whole reunion thing, Heartland's defenses fall.
Wait, what? Just like that?
Yep. And then it's like someone opened the gates of, you know where? Creatures everywhere.
No way they're under attack.
Big time. Like nightmare creatures pouring through the breach, drawn to all the chaos.
Oh, man. So what happens to Logan in all of this?
Well, Logan being Logan, she rushes into the fight. But, and this is the messed up part, he gets tricked by the Endless of Pride.
The Endless of Pride. What does that even look like?
Oh, it disguises itself as this creepy little kid, totally innocent looking. But it's all an act, obviously.
So it tricks Logan.
Oh.
Convinces him that he's fighting some great evil, some, enemy of the people.
But it's not, is it?
Nope, it's the villagers.
Yeah.
Logan ends up slaughtering innocent people.
Oh my God.
And the sword he uses, that demon-killing sword, the one meant to protect the innocent.
Oh no, don't tell me.
It becomes the symbol of his downfall. Good intentions gone very, very wrong.
That's awful. And Sly, where is she when this is all going down?
She sees the whole thing, watches as Logan, her friend, turns into a weapon of destruction. It's a turning point in the story, for sure.
So what, is Logan just completely gone? Is he, like, possessed or something? It's not that simple. He's being manipulated, for sure. His sense of justice, his pride, twisted against him. And the Endless of Pride, when Sly confronts it, you know what it says?
What?
It says, because it's all so delicious, all this pride, all this certainty, he believes he's a hero, He believes she's saving the world.
Oh, that's chilling.
That's the thing about pride, right? It blinds you to your own flaws, makes you the villain of your own story.
So while this is happening with Logan, what's going on with Khosros?
Oh, he's got his own problems. Remember that creepy maniped? The one they met earlier?
Vaguely.
Well, it planted these seeds of doubt about Crag in Khosros' mind, and now, fueled by all this grief, all this chaos, Khosros is convinced that Crag orchestrated this whole attack on Heartland.
No way.
Oh, yeah. He's convinced Crag is behind it all. It's tragic, really. You see how easy it is to manipulate someone's perceptions, especially when they're hurting.
So he's just going to let Crag walk away after all this?
No, not a chance. Kieran, he's convinced too. He's seen enough to know that the Endless of Horror is bad news, and he believes that fighting Crag, fighting Regal, is the right thing to do.
Oh boy, this is bad. This is really bad.
It doesn't end well. They confront Crag, ambush him actually, and they are not messing around. They are out for blood.
Oh man.
Khosros is fueled by this rage, this sense of betrayal, and Crag, he just takes it.
He doesn't fight back.
No. It's like he understands, in a way, why Khosros believes him to be the enemy. It's like he's resigned to his fate. He's become the monster they all fear.
Talk about a betrayal beatdown. Poor Crag, just, bearing the brunt of it all.
And that's the thing, it's not just physical, it's emotional, too. Khosros, he's hurting, and he's lashing out at the only target he has left.
Because deep down, he blames Crag for everything that's happened.
He blames Crag for becoming Regal, for giving into the darkness, for betraying their friendship in a way. And this is where things get really heartbreaking, because Khosros, he's so blinded by his pain, by the whispers of the Endless of Horror, that he does the unthinkable.
He kills Crag.
Yeah, he unleashes this torrent of power, this raw magical energy, and Crag just, he crumples. It's like, in those old movies when the hero gets hit with the fatal blow and they just sort of collapse in slow motion?
Well, I know exactly what you mean. The air gets sucked out of the room.
Exactly. And just when you think it's over, when you're ready to chuck the book across the room and yell, "No fair," the Endless of temptation and horror reappear.
Oh, they can't help themselves, can they? always lurking in the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment to strike.
They see Craig's vulnerability, his brush with death, as an opportunity. And they offer him a way out, a chance to escape the abyss once and for all.
But it comes at a price, right? There's always a catch with these two.
Always. And this time, the price is Craig's soul. They're offering him power, immortality, but in exchange, he has to fully embrace the darkness.
So what does he do? Does he take the deal?
He does. He chooses survival. He chooses power. He chooses to become the very thing he swore to fight against.
No more Crag. Just
No.
regal.
Just regal. And this time, there's no flicker of the old Crag left. This new Regal, he's colder, crueler, like all the warmth, all the compassion that Crag had, it's just gone.
So it's a full-on villain origin story now.
Pretty much. And his first target, Kieran.
Makes sense, I guess. Kieran being all chummy with Khosros and all.
Yeah, it's like Regal can sense the bond forming between them and he goes straight for it.
What, to punish Khosros?
It's more than that. It's like he's trying to prove a point. Like, see what happens when you put your faith in someone, anyone. It all ends in pain.
Oh, that's dark. What does he do to Kieran?
It's not pretty. The source material describes it as a psychological assault, a level of terror that targets Kieran's very soul. It's brutal.
And Khosros, he just stands there and watches all of this go down.
What can he do? He's completely outmatched. But as he watches Regal torment Kieran, as he sees the glee in Regal's eyes, the pieces finally click into place. This isn't Crag twisted by darkness. This is Crag gone, consumed by it.
And that's when Khosros realizes he has to be the one to end this, to stop his friend, even if it kills him.
He knows what he has to do. So he rallies, digs deep down, and just unleashes everything he's got. It's this massive display of power, this primal scream of grief and fury.
Like a final showdown.
The ultimate battle between best friends turned enemies. And for a moment, just a moment, it seems like Khosros might actually win. Like he might actually destroy Regal.
Then he doesn't, does he?
Nope. Right at the last second, just as Khosros is about to deliver the final blow, the Endless of Horror, it intervenes.
Figures. They never play fair, do they?
Nope. They yank Regal back into the abyss, leaving Khosros standing there, victorious but completely empty.
So what happens next? Where does the Khosros go from there?
Well, as Regal disappears, the battlefield falls silent. The only sound is the wind whistling through the ruins, the smell of ozone heavy in the air, and in the middle of all this destruction, there's this single, delicate flower, untouched.
A flower? Where did that come from?
It's not really explained. It's like a symbol, a reminder of Crag, of the love he felt for Heartland, for Khosros. And as Khosros sees this flower, this tiny, fragile thing amidst all this chaos, he breaks down.
Because it represents everything he's lost.
Everything. His friend, his city, his hope. It's a gut-wrenching scene, and it really drives home the tragedy of the whole story.
Man, this deep dive has been a roller coaster. Crag, the Endless of Horror, the Apostles, it's all connected.
And it's all kind of messed up in its own way.
So what's the takeaway here? Is there even a takeaway with a story this bleak?
Well, for me, The Fracture of Hearts is a cautionary tale about the seductive nature of power, the dangers of making deals with darkness.
Because even the best intentions can be twisted, right?
Exactly. It's a reminder that good and evil, they're not black and white. There's a lot of gray in between. And sometimes the people we love most can become the monsters we have to fight.
It's a lot to process, but it's a story that stays with you.
It does. And maybe that's the point. To make us think, to make us question our own choices, our own capacity for both good and evil.
Well, that's our deep dive on Bleak Hollow and Crag's tragic fall from grace. Thanks for joining us on this journey into darkness, and be sure to check back next time for more explorations into the twisted and fascinating world of Khosros.
Until next time.